Closing arguments begin Monday in the Mark Leonard murder trial. After 5 weeks of testimony, the jury is close to getting the case. Now, the last thing jurors saw today from the defense was an Eyewitness News interview with Monserrate Shirley just days after her house exploded.
She was screaming, "I'm glad you're alive, I'm glad you're alive." It was an explosion in the neighborhood, and we were looking for your body.
Eyewitness News reporter Rich Van Wyk has been in the courtroom every day since the trial began, and he joins us now from South Bend, where a judge moved the trial to avoid pre-trial publicity here. Rich?
John, I think a lot of people in the courtroom were surprised today at how quickly this case ended. The prosecution took better than 18 days to present its evidence against Mark Leonard to the jury. The defense's case lasted about an hour. It included that interview Monserrate Shirley did with Eyewitness News back in 2012 and the testimony of an Indianapolis police officer. Detective Aaron Carter questioned Monserrate Shirley 3 days after the explosion, then arrested her 5 weeks later. Carter, testifying for the defense, told jurors Shirley insisted she had nothing to hide, that the people responsible should be punished for life, but she never admitted her role. Leonard's attorneys began undermining Shirley's credibility before the prosecution rested. IMPD Detective Jeff Wager has been on this case from the very start. He was the very last witness to testify for prosecutors. Wager told jurors he collected enough evidence to file criminal charges even if other investigators never determined the cause of the fire. During the trial, jurors heard all the names, but for the first time saw photos of all 5 suspects: Bob Leonard, Glenn Holtz, Gary Thompson, along with those of Monserrate Shirley and Mark Leonard. Mark Leonard is accused of running the plot to destroy Shirley's home and collect the insurance. Wager showed jurors records of cell phone calls between Leonard and Holtz and Leonard and Thompson, leading up to the explosion, then stopping. Defense attorney Diane Black used Wager to question the credibility and honesty of one of Leonard's chief accusers. Under cross-examination, he agreed a plea agreement with Monserrate Shirley holds hope of her going free for her testimony. Black questioned why Shirley never told investigators that Leonard removed a step-down valve until much closer to the trial date. Prosecutors allege Leonard and his accused co-conspirators intentionally flooded the home with gas, then used a microwave oven to set it off. Leonard's attorneys left the courthouse without talking publicly about the case. Lead prosecutor Denise Robinson says she wasn't surprised that the defense didn't last very long. This is what she had to say.
I anticipated that we had pretty thoroughly covered everything in our case, and so that didn't surprise me. We know we have the evidence all in front of the jury, and that's a good thing at this point.
Jurors have been listening to this case for weeks, now have a 3-day weekend. They're back here Monday morning for closing arguments and final instructions. They will begin their deliberations Tuesday morning. In South Bend, Rich Van Wyk, Channel 13 Eyewitness News.